The motivation for us in 2004, when we set 7IM up, was to design an investment management service that we wanted to use ourselves. And we think actually that motivation puts us very much on the same side of the table as our investors. We thought it would be a good idea to take our individual portfolios of unit trusts and equities and bonds and put them within a single unit trust structure. And there were 4 reasons why we wanted to do this. Whenever we make a change in the underlying asset allocation of the portfolio, that change would happen for every single customer at the same time. And in our experience, one of the biggest obstacles that private investors have to overcome when they go to appoint a fund manager is how do they know that their portfolio is going to get looked at in a timely fashion along with all the other customers. But by doing it this way, it meant everybody gets the same outcome. The second thing that was really important to us about putting the portfolio into a single unit trust is it allowed us to manage the currency exposure much more efficiently. So if we look at most portfolios that most fund managers provide nowadays, they're all invested globally across lots of different asset classes. And as soon as you invest outside of the UK, you take on a currency risk. Whereas for us, when we took the portfolios and put it in a single fund, it made it very easy for us to run a simple currency overlay to protect against some of the adverse moves in currencies that will happen from time to time. The third benefit of unitizing the portfolios was one that allowed us to control the tax events. When you're running portfolios for investors with sizable amounts of money, it invariably means that you're going to be generating tax events every time you buy and sell. But for us, any changes we make within the fund don't give rise to a tax event for customers. There was one final really important thing to us that was controlling costs. So suddenly when we're investing in portfolios within the single fund, we're dealing in much bigger sizes, which meant we get much better pricing on the underlying investments. But importantly, whenever we cut out any costs in running those portfolios, they go back into the fund for the benefit of the investors. And that was really important to us. And there was one kind of added benefit of this on the cost side, that our management charge as a fund manager wouldn't be subject to VAT inside the unit trust, whereas actually if we were running an unwrapped portfolio and charging a management fee, that is always subject to VAT. So the motivation was to try and see if we could cut out costs for the benefit of the investors. It was radical common sense because no one else really in the industry was doing it, and yet when you speak to many investors, it's obvious. Why wouldn't you want your portfolio managed in this way? Why wouldn't you want your fund manager to be able to manage the currency risk if he's investing globally? And why wouldn't you want your fund manager to try and control the timing of tax events or keep costs under control? We thought that would be a very efficient way of managing our customers and our own money.